Virgo, this is your lunar eclipse in Pisces tarot reading, and I'm doing a Celtic cross because there is some karmic things being brought up to the surface for people to deal with, and Taurus just had one. So let's see what's going on with you. Ooh, one of my cards is upside down. So we have Eterna, she who becomes, metamorphosis, transcend, and journey. That is nice energy. Something happening, becoming, some shift within your energy, possibly. All right, let's see what your Queen of the Moon is. Okay. We have gratitude. Maybe a shift towards greater gratitude, being grateful for what you have, what you've had in the past, how people have been generous with you, actually understanding those kindnesses, things like that. Counting your blessings at night before bed, maybe. All right, transformation, look at that. We have transcend, metamorphosis, and battle of head versus heart. I really, that card is interesting. I really feel like there should be balance between the head and heart, but sometimes we have to go with our head and be logical about situations. All right. Let's see. We are going to do a Celtic cross for Virgo. All right, your card, Eight of Pentacles, and it is you. Working hard. Let's see what's crossing. Queen of Wands, Aries energy, your subconscious. Two of Swords, your recent past, the Tower. My goodness, what happened? Your current focus, the Sun. I like that. That's good. All right, let's see. Near future. There we go. There's that eclipse energy right there. The Eight of Cups. Let's see how you feel. We have the Nine of Wands, environment, Ace of Cups. Your hopes and fears, Ten of Cups, and the outcome, Eight of Wands. Get a little bit of fire here. Sagittarius energy coming through with the 8 and the 9. Oh, I have to sneeze. Okay, had to sneeze. All right. We have you here, Virgo. You have the Eight of Pentacles. This is saying you're focused on work or some type of mastery, showing up every day, doing the work and getting better and better and better every single day that you put yourself into this. This is dedication. This is someone who really just doesn't take a break. They don't have any off time. They're always working, always creating, always doing something. And I feel like what's fueling this fire is this Queen of Wands energy. This is what's crossing you. We have a sunflower here, and we have the sun there. You're following your happiness, doing what you love, right? Sounds like a cheesy card. Do what you love. But that's kind of the focus here. And learning as you go. This individual here started with these rather plain pentacles. And if you notice, each one gets a bit more detailed as they improve their skill. And that's because they're doing it every single day without fail. There's dedication here, learning as you go. Passion is fueling this, and wanting to be, there's a sense of independence here, whether you are independent or you're working towards some type of independence. But this is a card of action. It's very bold. It's assertive. I'm going to do this my way. I'm going to earn my pentacles my way. So you might be doing something different than what other people do, or you see your work differently, possibly. But this is a great energy right here in the center. I like it a lot. And your subconscious, however, we have the Two of Swords. This kind of feels like that head versus heart. This is like, you might struggle with decision making. Maybe you've always have. Maybe you've ignored your intuition when you shouldn't have. I feel like for you in this subconscious, this Two of Swords, this was probably something you came into this life with as part of a challenge. This feels like a soul mission, you know, because this is kind of a challenging energy to have in your subconscious. Indecision, you know, this feels like kind of a head versus heart. You know, that's because we have the moon energy here and intuition. So this feels like an internal struggle that you've dealt with like all the time. Like there's something here that when it comes to making decisions, even though I think you know you have trouble making decisions about certain things, not just everything. I think certain things you have trouble deciding. And it probably really bothers you. Or you could be very fickle when it comes to certain things. You might bail out. I don't know. That's a message for some of you. But I think this is a quality here that was meant to challenge you in this life in some way, to trust your intuition more. In your recent past, you have more Aries energy. You have the Tower. Something ended rather abruptly. This is, you know, at a foundational level, something wasn't solid. Something was not built on solid ground and it crumbled. This could be the end of indecision. Maybe some of you, as you grow, as you work on yourself, maybe trusting your intuition, you are transcending this Two of Swords energy, becoming more decisive, following your happiness, and letting go of something that just wasn't working. That's what this Tower feels like to me right now. It feels like a movement or something, because this metamorphosis that we're seeing here, this is kind of representative of that, the point where something changes. We used to raise monarchs, and we would get the eggs off of the milkweed and bring them in, and within days you'd see these tiny little caterpillars come out, and then they go through their caterpillar stage, and then suddenly they get big enough, they do a J-hang, and then after like a day or so of that, you just see them kind of wiggle out of their caterpillar suit, and boom, you have a chrysalis. It's the most amazing thing. And then within a couple of weeks, you can see the chrysalis change color. It'll become clear, and you can see the butterfly within. So there is this process happening here, and that's what this feels like. It feels like the moment, this feels like the moment either the caterpillar turns into the chrysalis, but also this feels like the moment the butterfly emerges from that chrysalis. It's like magic. How do they know? They get to a point where they're just so big in there that they can't fit. And that feels like what's happening here, but this gets built back even stronger. Your focus right now is on happiness. Being happy. Doing what makes you happy. Nurturing your inner child. There might be a sense of feeling guilty for doing this for some of you. You know, and that's kind of weird, but I guess not. Virgo is a sign that really thrives on duty and work and being of service to others. To focus inward probably almost feels greedy in a way, or self-centered. But I don't think so. I think following your happiness will lead you to a more honest place within yourself, as long as that what you're doing, it doesn't hurt anyone or yourself. That's kind of what we're seeing here. But a lot of clarity as well, a lot of clarity over situations, and this to me feels like it's shining a light on that indecision from the past there. In your future energy, you have the Eight of Cups. This is the eclipse energy. It's coming out for everybody so far. Pretty amazing. But, you know, nothing's a coincidence here. These things right here, they don't make you happy anymore. Whatever it was, maybe they did in the past, but no longer. And so this is saying there's no time like the present to go for what you really want. What is it you really want? In the past, maybe you didn't know, or maybe you felt bad for wanting to do something different, unusual. This is your path, your journey for you to figure out. And so this is saying that you are moving on from something, maybe something that didn't work out. You're finally letting it go. Could be. Now, how you feel about it, you know, the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius, wounded warrior. This is saying that you've been through something that happened, but that by experiencing this, having something kind of explode, you know, and walking away from it. I mean, if you think about it, this almost feels like a movie where in the background there's a big explosion and our heroine or hero is just walking away from it, like, you know, that's not just burning bridges, it's nuking it, right? That could be what's happening here. You're just nuking the past and saying, oh, heck with it. I'm done with it. I'm moving on. You know, it was a battle, whether internal, spiritual, or really. This is saying that, you know, you've learned a lot from those experiences. The wounded warrior is very knowledgeable. I feel very wise. Has a lot of life experience, you know, and you're using this to take you forward. You're not the same. You can't be the same after those experiences. But I think what you're focused on now is the future, not the past, walking away from it, you know, and in your environment, look, Ace of Cups. Love, I just heard that love is everywhere that you look around. Yeah. Ace of Cups, loving life, loving life. I don't think there needs to be a battle anymore, a battle of head versus heart. You might be choosing your heart at this time, choosing your happiness. Because we do have the swords here. There's your head. Here's your heart's desire going towards something. It could have been that your mind was kind of holding you back from following your heart. And maybe this is the direction that you've always wanted to go. And so in your hopes and fears, we have the Ten of Cups. What I initially heard and felt was, will I ever be happy? Of course. It's all around you all the time. It's whether or not you can release the past and see what's always there. It's always been there. The aces are always there. It's whether you are in the frequency to pick it up like an antenna, right? And so this feels like a hope and a fear. Hoping for the Ten of Cups. And this would say that not just being the Nine of Cups, happy on your own. You're wanting a happy family. You're wanting a person, is what this feels like, to share this with. Right? A kindred spirit of some kind. If you don't already have it. Some of you may already have this. You know, you might be sharing your life with someone already. You know? But there you go. This is your conclusion here, the outcome, the Eight of Wands. Mercury is direct now, so this is a card of Sagittarius, but also Mercury, so it's about communication. I would say better communication. There might be something, it feels like momentum is speeding up here. There could be something that you've been wanting to do or say, but this feels like you're going in the right direction. That's what this feels like. The right direction. That's the message I'm getting. Whatever this path is that you're on here, this feels good, meant for you. And I think that's really what this last message is that you're on the right path. you know, and things will be speeding up, getting better. This is a card of Sagittarius, so it does have also Jupiter energy in it, even though it's Mercury. It's part of that Sagittarius good luck, good messages coming in, right? Could be that for you, Virgo. So I like this. All right, our bonus. Affairs with your family. Your family here looks good. Fair woman, dealings, a relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Confirmation for some of you. And pig, beware of greed. I'm not seeing a lot of that here. That's just going to be a side message for some of you. Maybe dealing with someone who doesn't want to share, or yeah, something like that. It doesn't really feel like your energy, but you know, take whatever resonates. All right, Virgo, let me know if this reading helped you in the comments below. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.